And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever 2 in our Season 2 attempt at an Uber production. And as you can see, we are 10 years past where we were last time. And this, about the only thing that's changed is I added a set of bus lines in Grand Rapids here. So, yeah, and this one actually is getting used quite a bit more than our other one. And I picked a different type of bus thinking, oh, this is like a really cheap bus, only carries 5 people. And here we are like packing them in. So it looks like the clockwise route has more activity. Almost across the board. So what I can do is I can just say, hey, let's have a couple more clockwise, I believe, is green, and have a couple more on that route just to try to meet the demand, because they only carry 5, so that's over 3 buses right here worth of people waiting on that bus line. So the other thing I did is I really sort of expanded the stations in one corner to connect them in other places to get a little bit more coverage. I did the same here, since this is a terminus type station. I did at both ends here, so we are connected far beyond, and that just helps capture more destinations. Wow, we have a whole nother train's worth of people waiting here. Yeah, this train 42, 47. So I could either add more cars to this or double the line and add in a whole nother train. But a whole nother train, ooh, that would be way more expensive. Like, exponentially more expensive than just adding a car or 2 onto this one. So this train is going along nicely. It's making money. As you can see, we make roughly 2 trips a year. Sometimes it differs, but roughly 2 trips a year is kind of my ballpark. So I'm thinking, like, okay, how do we make more money? Because if I sat here and tried to pay off my loan, 6.5 million, add an income, as you can see, here's like 2 trips, or maybe even, yeah, roughly 2 trips. Tickets. No, that's actually more. That's more than I thought. So we're about 400,000. So that's 3 trips, each one of those. That's 3 trips. That's probably 4 trips in 1 year. So that's not bad. So you're looking at 1.3 million in income, but that's your income. You got to take away maintenance. So bottom line, I could probably afford to repay $500,000 once a year. So we have $6.5 million in our loan. That is 13 years of payments. And we're already 10 years in. So 13 more years before I would be out of debt. I think we can do better than that. What I want to do is hook up Manchester up to Akron, which would boost up Manchester's destinations. As you can see, they're seeing Akron having some destinations. Akron has already grown pretty big. We have a bus line already set. All of those destinations are counted. And so Akron is a well-developed city with lots of potential destinations. And right now, Manchester it's really stagnant. So charts, we can kind of see it's really kind of stagnant. So if we hook up a train line into this city, it would really get Manchester up and running. And I like how Manchester is, when I selected the city names, I selected American names, and Manchester is definitely not an American name. Wow, look at that. 8.3 million. Yeah, we're going to need some income. That's what it boils down to. So I could, let's see if we can't. Pillar bridge. I don't want to bridge collide it. Can we do that? I'm gonna try to go around this mountain, or this berm, or whatever you want to call it. Trying to skim the edge. Avoid the street. 133,000. I highly doubt I would be able to do this. Like, I might be able to afford the track, but when it comes to the train that's going to ride on this, that is a whole other story. I'm going to definitely have to borrow some more money. But, you know the old saying, it takes money to make, you got to spend money to make money. Well, there's a lot of truth to that in this instance. We got to run the rails and get the train and all that kind of stuff before we can ever make a dime on this track. And any time you cut into the ground like this, it's more expensive. So you can see 219,000, 145,000. That's almost 50,000 difference between those two. And I'm just raising it up a little bit here and there to try to eke out a little bit more savings. So that is a very gently sloped, but it saved me about 200,000. It was about 100 and something thousand that I saved by doing that. Same thing here. We got a little rise up. We might be able to go down a little bit and make up for some of that. But this connected to this, we've really got, that's the expensive part right here, filling all that land in. But we need those connected. All right, so this is about our most severe slope here. Now for the station. This is going to get really expensive. All right. So the other thing I did, if we go in here and go to tools, you can see player ownership. So I bought these roads. I basically I'm owner of these roads. It didn't really cost me anything. But it prevents the AI from building on those. So I want those two as well. And we're going to go to buildings, terminus. Oh, expensive. All right, try to line those up as best we can with the city grid. So I want 4 tracks on this guy. $1 million for this thing. Right in there. Okay. Connect that up. So now we have another potential line here. And we are going to pick somewhere in the middle, somewhere out here, and add our, depot. Just like so. Now we need a line. Add station here. Wait, what? What? No. Manchester. Remove, please. New line. There we go. New line. Let's pick pink. Why not? You to there. This baby is going to be called Manchester to Akron. Manchester to Akron. Oh, I clicked something that took that away. Akron pass. Okay. Terminal 1. Yeah, that kind of auto does the terminals for me. It's very nice to be able to edit that, though, later in the game. Much, much nicer. Okay, Manchester to Akron. And that's going right in there. I think that's good. Now, ooh, this is where it really gets icky. Borrow. Buy vehicles. I don't think we can do electric. We can definitely do steam. Let's find. We're gonna need a good speed with some good tractive effort, because this one actually has some hills and such. So the 442 Atlantic is usually a good workhorse. The Mikado is also a one that I use a lot, but that is kind of out of our price range. Flying Scotsman, that's even, yeah, as we get further and further down, that's even more out of our price range. The Atlantic, I mean, yeah, we could do that one. 62 miles an hour, 100 tractive effort. Let's look at this. 160. That's I mean, the 10-wheeler might be a good. The 2.6 Mogul track, yeah, we need a little bit more track. This one has twice the tractive effort at, about $100,000 more a year. So I'm gonna go that, and let's see, passengers. This can go. The 10-wheeler can go 62 miles an hour, and that is really going to dictate the craziness. Here's a 6-wheeler, 138,000 a year, 160. Wow. Yeah, this one might be the one we need. Can't use this one because of the speed. We would be limited on our own speed. So I think 800,000. Still can't afford it. I'm gonna need some buffer money in there as well. So $4.5 million for this train. Holds 42 people. Oh. Okay. No. It's going to be pink. Of course it's going to be pink. Who wouldn't ride on the Pink Express, right? And I think think we should go there. We're going to change this Manch to Akron Express. I forgot there's an N in there. Okay. Good practice to save the game regularly. I should probably do that. Season 2 up. That's a good save. That's a good save right there. Okay, so we now have Manchester, and if we look at our destinations should start going up for Akron. They should. I mean, maybe it'll take a hot minute for it to actually do it, but this train is actually faster than my other one. I think my other one tops out about 47, 46 or 47. This baby can fly down the tracks. Hey, I've even got the one person that was very, very daring and is like, you know what, we're gonna ride on this brand new line, and we're cruising. So the faster you go, the faster you get people to their destination, the more money you make, which is good. So we have in Akron already 4 people waiting. And Manchester, as you can see, our Akron destinations are going up. Slowly, but they're going up. So if we look at our Akron destinations, that should show Manchester going up. As you can see, we're already going up right here. 26% line usage means of these destinations, this percentage of people are using our line. So it's a good indicator that people are actually using us. So we have 7 whole people on there, 16 waiting. So this line will slowly, very slowly, start to fill out, and Manchester alone will actually start to grow. As you can see, there's already some development going on. We're not making money yet. We need a few more people to ride before we can pull off that miracle. Yeah, look at our destinations now. Manchester's 48. And here up in the 90s, oh wait, that's also Manchester. So in here is the Akron is what we're looking at. So you are 42 people. This guy is also 42, but much, much faster. And look at that, 32 people. Oh, we're getting close to profitability here. This trip might give it to us. And we are very, very much in debt. I really don't think we have much more wiggle room in terms of loan capacity. So one thing I could do is, upgrade this train to this, higher speed train. But having another line in Akron is going to sort of temporarily reduce the amount of people wanting to go in between these two, because some of those will now want to come down here to Manchester. All right. 340 or 387,000. Look at that. We're almost profitable in the first year. Are we going to fill up? Oh, it's going to be... Oh, it's so close. So close. So, yeah, now our Manchester... Oh, yeah, look at that. I like it. And in Manchester, our Akron are going up. But we don't have a bus system in this part of town yet. So a lot of this growth is towards Akron by road. And what we just did is pull some of that growth potential down towards the station. So one thing I can do, especially on these ends here, is add a linkage on the ends for each of those stations. And that will capture a lot more of the city. So like these buildings that aren't covered, adding a little connection onto here would cover those. It gets very, very expensive though, because bulldozing these nice buildings is really, really expensive. So I would not recommend doing that without a very good cushion. Ooh, look at the people. 92 going to Grand Rapids. So yeah, what we even did doing this, right, is now Manchester sees Grand Rapids destinations. 98% of the people going to Grand Rapids from Manchester are using our line. So that is a huge boost of potential customers, which means this train is going to be very, very packed. We could easily upgrade this train to the more, to the faster version with more cars, and eke out even more. But again, that's going to be, 6 million, 7 million to do that. Wow, look at that resident. I didn't know you could get buildings like that in 1932. I didn't think those buildings could get that high in the 30s. So, middle of the Depression sort of thing. So I'm really hoping the Manchester Akron passengers gets a little bit better. Let's see what we get from 38 passengers. Cruising down the line much, much faster. Come on, pull in. There you go. $460,000. Look at that. First year of operation, and this line is profitable. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Now, the only big issue now is this other line. This train is very dated already. We are 12 years, almost 13. 12 full years have gone by. And this train is, it's done really good. Now, its finances, let's see, details, where is its worth? Value. So we would get now less than 2 million back from this train if we sold it. So the replacement train, instead of being, 6.5 million, would be only 4.5 million, but we still don't have that. So it's really hard. It's really hard in the early game to get a good cash flow. I hope I've helped sort out if people struggle with this early game. This is sustainable. What we have right now, even with the sheer amount of debt that we have, we can pay off our loans with this in a few years. We've radically increased the number of monies that we have to pay back, but we've also radically increased the amount that we're making. This train now is, pulling lots of people, and all that's left to really do is run a bus system in here, which would only increase the number of destinations available to all the other forms of transit. Because right now, the station, the train, this line that this train is running on, only sees the buildings covered by this. And in the early game, most of the city can be easily covered by one station. But as we grow and as we develop, we really, really, really want to get as much of the city encompassed as possible, which just maximizes the number of destinations, which increases the amount of passengers that use our lovely services. Fun times. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.